Listen up. This is the moment that can change the game for Angola and for global energy markets. In early February 2026, Azule, the joint venture between energy giants BP and Eni, made a massive offshore discovery, estimated at around 500 million barrels of crude oil at the Algaida-01 exploration well located in Block 15-06 offshore Angola. That is not small talk. That's a game changer. According to reporting from Bloomberg, the well has oil in place of roughly 500 million barrels. This isn't a speculative number. This is what preliminary reservoir data and drilling analysis is indicating. You don't stumble on discoveries of this size every day. You earn them through billions in capital investment, risk-heavy exploration, advanced drilling tech, and geological mastery. And the fact that this discovery came in the lower Congo Basin, a prolific but technically challenging geological province, underscores how good these companies are at engineering success offshore. What makes this particularly compelling is not just the number, 500 million barrels, but the context. Angola's production has been slipping in recent years. Oil markets are volatile, crude prices still wield real power in economies, and new crude supplies of this magnitude can reshape national budgets, contracts with foreign partners, and even investor sentiment toward African upstream potential. When you talk about energy investment, you don't just talk about barrels, you talk about confidence. Angola has been fishing for headline-worthy finds for years. Now it has one. And Azule's success is more than a discovery headline. It's proof that exploration investments in West and Central Africa still carry massive upside, even in a world increasingly debating the future of fossil fuels. This is where ambition meets reality, and where investors, policymakers, and engineers alike are paying attention.
2. What exactly was found? The science and engineering behind Algaida-01.
Let's get technical, but in a way that matters. You can't appreciate a discovery like this without understanding what was actually drilled and why it matters geologically and commercially. Azule's Algaida-1 well was drilled by the Saipem 12,000 drill ship in 667 meters of water, deep water territory. Deep water offshore drilling is expensive, high risk, and far from trivial. The deeper you go, the tougher it gets, from downhole pressure to subsea well integrity, and from reservoir evaluation to extraction logistics. The well encountered oil-bearing sandstones in the upper Miocene reservoir intervals, which in petroleum geology signals a rock formation that is old enough to have substantial hydrocarbon generation and migration, yet young enough to preserve reservoir quality. Here's the crucial technical kicker. Wireline logging and fluid sampling, which are advanced evaluation techniques, showed multiple reservoir intervals with excellent petrophysical properties and fluid mobility. That means the rock not only has oil, it has oil that can actually flow into a well. Technical victories like this reduce the uncertainty that kills drilling economics. The well sits about 18 kilometers from the existing Olama Bendo floating production, storage, and offloading vessel, a critical point. Proximity to infrastructure means the find isn't stranded. It's potentially rapidly monetizable, a dream scenario for any E&P company. Successful drilling doesn't stop when the bit is pulled. It continues through interpretation. Azule's technical team interpreted the data not only for oil presence, but reservoir quality, porosity, and hydrocarbon saturation, all of which feed into how economically viable a field can be. Multiple reservoir intervals with strong fluid mobility, that's not beginner's luck, that's textbook prize discovery. This find isn't just quantified in barrels, it's backed by solid geophysical evidence and engineering work that increases confidence from companies, investors, and host governments. 3. Strategic and economic implications for Angola and global energy markets. Now, let's talk about impact, not just dry numbers. A halfway billion-barrel discovery offshore Angola doesn't exist in a vacuum. It plays into several strategic narratives on regional economics, geopolitics, and global energy markets. First, Angola is one of Africa's largest oil producers, but its output has been declining in recent years as older fields deplete and exploration hasn't kept pace. A new discovery of this size can stem that decline and give Angola's government breathing room in its national budget and long-term planning. Export revenue from oil is the lifeblood of Angola's state finances. Every barrel that flows means dollars, employment, infrastructure contracts, and broader economic multipliers for communities that depend on the energy sector. This isn't theoretical. It's real money that goes to paying public salaries, funding schools and hospitals, and paying down national debt. On the global stage, finding 500 million barrels contributes to the broader supply picture. The world is watching energy transitions, renewable investments, and fossil fuel contraction, yet demand for crude isn't disappearing overnight. Discoveries like this signal that conventional oil still has economic relevance, especially when extraction costs offshore Angola may be competitive compared to other deepwater plays. Energy markets are sensitive. A discovery of this size, if developed and brought online efficiently, can influence pricing expectations, investment decisions by majors, and even OPEC Plus strategic thinking. Companies like BP and Eni are effectively voting with capital. They believe there's still money to be made in fossil fuels, and they're backing that belief with billions in exploration budgets. This discovery also strengthens Angola's hand in negotiations with international oil companies, increases foreign investment credibility, and places Angola more firmly on the map as a last frontier with enormous hydrocarbon potential. Africa's deepwater basins have been underexplored compared to the Gulf of Mexico or North Sea, and hits like this remind markets that major discoveries still happen outside traditional hotspots.
Market reaction, investor sentiment, and the road ahead.
Here's where the rubber meets the road. What does this discovery mean to investors, oil markets, and the future trajectory of Azule and its partners? Initial market reaction, based on reporting from financial news outlets like Bloomberg and industry analysts, is a boost in sentiment around Angola's upstream prospects and wider African oil investments. The 500 million barrel figure may not immediately translate into production tomorrow, but it raises expectations about Angola's ability to arrest production decline and attract further capital. Oil majors are notoriously picky about where they deploy capital. A discovery backed by solid reservoir data, proximity to existing FPSO solutions, and a stable JV partnership between BP and Eni ticks multiple boxes. Investors tend to reward predictability and infrastructure leverage, both of which this discovery offers. But markets also think ahead. Petrobras, Chevron, Exxon, all eyes are on how Angola responds, how quickly development plans can be sanctioned, and whether infrastructure will be expanded. Every day a field sits idle delays revenue and reduces the net present value of the discovery. A critical component of future success will be Angola's ability to move from discovery to field development plan with clarity. That means negotiating fiscal terms that are predictable, securing development capital, and ensuring production facilities can handle new flow. It's not just about the find, it's about execution. If Angola and Azule can align these moving parts, the offshore find could add hundreds of thousands of barrels per day to Angola's production over the coming decade. That's pressure on global markets to rebalance, especially if world demand stabilizes or grows. In essence, this discovery sets up a roadmap, not just barrels in the ground, but years of economic activity, geopolitical positioning, and capital flows that could reshape Angola's energy narrative. And make no mistake, the energy world is watching.